Hello, my name is Tommy Gann. Behind me is just that, a field, or more likely a yard. But in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, their fields are totally different. They were home to the greatest battle in American history, one that helped all of us become equal by helping this nation come together again and helping us become the nation it is today. This battle really cemented what Thomas Jefferson said back on July 4th, 1776, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Confederacy had fought up to northern Virginia, and Robert E. Lee wanted to bring the war out of the ravaged area and try to take large northern cities. In response to this, President Abraham Lincoln sent troops to Pennsylvania in hopes of stopping the rebels from advancing farther north and possibly making it to large cities up in the Union. Lee's army's plan was to collect supplies around the state of Pennsylvania and to bring his high-spirits troops nearer to victory. Leading the Union troops sent after the Confederates was George M. Meade, a more fresh face in the group of generals, who had never faced a battle like the one he was about to come to, as he and his troops neared the Southern forces. On August 30th, 1863, Confederate forces caught sight of Union forces in the town of Gettysburg, and on July 1st, the two armies attacked. The Confederacy won this part of the battle, but the Union was able to get reinforcements quickly after. These reinforcements were led by General Meade. Almost exactly 7 months earlier, then-President Abraham Lincoln signed an executive order, one that would change everything. It was called the Emancipation Proclamation. It was an order, through being head of the military, proclaiming that all slaves in the Confederate States were free. This put new meaning in the war effort. It was no longer just about keeping the Union together. It was also about freedom for all. Turning back the Confederates could mean a new, better direction of the war for the North, and possibly keeping this freedom alive. On day 2, the full-out fighting began on the field of battle at Gettysburg at about 4 p.m. General Robert E. Lee decided for his troops to attack the Union flanks. This decision caused hours of brutal killing and many casualties for each side. When the smoke cleared and the fighting stopped, each side had suffered large casualties of 9,000 or more on each side. The Confederate battle plan had not been a smart decision. One of the fields where the fighting of this battle had taken place was owned by a farmer named Abraham Bryan. Bryan was not only a landowner, but a free slave. The term free slave, being a very used term, would ride on day 3. The winner could change the face of America forever. On day 3, Northern forces pushed back rebel forces, and Lee decided to take drastic action to try to turn the battle around. In what is now known as Pickett's Charge, George Pickett led Confederate soldiers to attack the Union directly. The result was a disaster. The Union easily beat back their attackers, and only half of the 3 divisions survived the charge. The next day, no fighting occurred, and that night, the battered Confederates went back to Virginia. The Union had won. On July 4th, General Ulysses S. Grant of the Union won at Vicksburg, securing a Union lead in the war. But the Battle of Gettysburg is the most important to remember. It stopped rebel forces from taking the North and ending our nation and the promise of freedom for all. The lead in the war led to Union victory 2 years later in 1865. The winning of this war, thanks to Gettysburg, led to the end of slavery in this nation, for all people, for all time. Today, many people visit the... Keep going, wait. Today, many people visit the Gettysburg battlefield to remember the battle that took place there, to remember the people who gave their lives to protect freedom in this nation, to protect what this nation stands for. what they did was heroic. I hope we can all remember this battle as a fight for freedom. A battle we call Gettysburg.